I stared at the ceiling fan that night, its blades moving slowly, stirring the stale warmth of our bedroom. Emily's calm breathing filled the space beside me, but I couldn't bring myself to look at her. My hands were clenched into fists. Beneath the sheets, the words I'd been rehearsing all week pressed at my throat, like shards of glass. She shifted her back, brushing against mine. Then, in a quiet, almost wounded voice, she asked, "Why haven't you touched me for a week?" My chest tightened. This was it. The moment I had dreaded and prepared for. All at once, I turned to face her, met her eyes, and forced the words out. "I'm preparing for life as a bachelor." Her face froze. The practiced smile she had been holding slipped away, replaced by confusion that twisted into alarm. "What are you talking about, Daniel?" she whispered, her voice breaking. That was when the memories began to unspool, the ones I'd tried to bury, but which had cut themselves into me piece by jagged piece. The doubt began 2 weeks earlier. I had left work early, planning to surprise her with dinner and flowers. 10 years of marriage deserved more than routine. I told myself I wanted her to know I still loved her, that we were more than bills and repetition. When I pulled into the driveway, her car was already there. Odd. She'd texted me earlier saying she had a late meeting. I went inside, quietly, half expecting to find her reading a book. Instead, I heard laughter, her laughter, coming from the kitchen. My steps slowed, my heart pounding. There she was, standing too close to a man I didn't recognize. Tall, dark hair, confident stance. He leaned across the counter, his hand brushing hers as if it belonged there. And she didn't pull away. I didn't confront them. Not then. My stomach dropped, my throat tightened. I forced myself to step back outside as silently as I had entered. I sat in the car for over an hour, staring at the dashboard, trying to make sense of what I'd seen. The days that followed were torture. I told myself maybe it was nothing, maybe he was just a friend, maybe I'd misread the moment. But the seed was planted, and suspicion grew like weeds, choking every thought. I started noticing changes. She guarded her phone more fiercely, smiling down at the screen, fingers flying before she locked it and put it away. She began showering as soon as she got home, as if scrubbing off something unseen. I checked our phone records. A number I didn't recognize appeared dozens of times, always during the hours I wasn't home. I called it once, my hand shaking so badly I almost dropped the phone. A man answered. His voice was smooth, casual, almost amused. I hung up without speaking, my throat burning. By the time Emily asked me tonight why I hadn't touched her, the truth had already hollowed me out. I'd seen enough, felt enough to know. Her eyes searched mine. In the dim light. "Daniel, what do you mean? Preparing to be a bachelor? You're scaring me." I sat up, running a hand over my face. The weight of it pressed down until I felt I might collapse. "I know, Emily. About him." The color drained from her face. Her lips parted, but no sound came. Her eyes flicked away, then back, like a trapped animal searching for an exit. "You've been distant," I continued, my voice raw. "You've been lying. And I've been tearing myself apart, wondering what I did wrong, what I didn't give you. But the truth is you've been giving yourself to someone else." Tears welled in her eyes. "It's not what you think." Don't insult me with that," I snapped, my voice sharper than I meant. "I saw you. I heard you. I know his number." Emily. Her face crumpled. For a long moment, the only sound was her quiet sobbing. Finally, she whispered, "His name is Ryan. He's a client. It just happened." The words struck like blows. I felt dizzy, my vision blurring. It just happened, as though betrayal were an accident, like tripping on a crack in the sidewalk. How long? Asked, my voice flat. 3 months, she admitted each syllable weighted with guilt. 3 months. 90 days of lies. 90 nights of her coming home and kissing me. Good night with his touch still fresh on her skin. I wanted to scream, to throw something, to demand why. But the anger was buried beneath a crushing sadness, heavier than anything I'd ever felt. Was it worth it? I asked quietly. Risking us? Risking everything we built? Her shoulders shook. I don't know. I wasn't thinking. I just felt alive again. Alive. That word cut deepest of all. Had I become invisible to her? Was our marriage so suffocating she needed someone else to remind her she existed? For the next hour, we sat in silence. She cried, reaching for me once, but I flinched away, unable to bear her touch. My mind replayed every memory of our marriage, tainted now, poisoned by her confession. Our wedding day, her smile, brighter than the sun. The night we brought our daughter home, exhausted but happy. The vacations, the inside jokes, the quiet mornings with coffee. All of it felt like glass shattered across the floor, sharp, dangerous, impossible to piece together. Finally, she whispered, "Can we fix this? Please, Daniel. I'll end it with him. I'll do whatever it takes." I looked at her, my heart aching. Once I would have given anything to hear those words, to know she wanted us. But now, it felt too late. Fix it, I repeated bitterly. You can't unring a bell, Emily. You can't undo what you've done. I can forgive mistakes, but this was a choice. Every time you texted him, every time you met him, every time you came home and lied to my face, that wasn't a mistake. That was betrayal. She collapsed into sobs, burying her face in her hands. I turned away, staring once again at the ceiling fan. It's endless, spinning, mocking the chaos inside me. That night, I slept on the couch. The house felt colder, emptier, even though she was still inside it. In the morning, I packed a bag. Not to leave her with the comfort of our home, but because I needed space to think, to breathe. When I told her, she grabbed my arm, desperation in her eyes. "Please don't go. Don't throw this away." I pulled free, my voice hollow. "I'm not the one who threw it away, Emily. You did." And then I walked out the door, the sound of her sobbing following me down the hall. It's been a week since then. A week of sleeping in a cheap motel, staring at blank walls, trying to decide if there's a way forward or if the damage is too deep. Part of me still loves her. How could I not after 10 years? But love without trust is a slow death. And right now, I don't know if I have the strength to keep bleeding for someone who already cut me once. When she asked why I hadn't touched her, I gave her the truest answer I could. I'm preparing for life as a bachelor. Not because I want to be, but because she's left me no other choice. Maybe someday I'll forgive her. Maybe someday we'll find our way back. But tonight, as I sit alone in this sterile motel room, the echo of her betrayal is louder than any hope of reconciliation. I know one thing with certainty. The man who walked into our kitchen that afternoon, naive, trusting, blind, is gone. What remains is someone harder, warier, someone who's learned that even the person you love most can become a stranger overnight. And there's no going back.